For the Renewal project, I received 2 garments, an apron and a coat. For the apron, I wanted to highlight how waste is today's materials. I sourced vintage linen and unwanted fabrics from clothes swaps and charity shops. I then naturally dyed the cotton with food waste using onion skins and avocado peels, to later create an organic patchwork pocket and additional decorative yet functional pockets. I conducted 2 interactive drawing and mark making workshops. After the workshop, I selected 3 participants' drawings and embroidered these into the coat, identifying what renewal means to you.
I hand paint pre-loved denim clothing, as well as hand-turned bowls, works on paper, and murals. My work has a central theme of women, which came about when I was at art school in Cornwall. I went to an exhibition of Dorothy Ianan's work and something just clicked. I began making work that was joyful and cheeky, and back then in 2013, representation of queer women wasn't like it is today. And I wanted to make work that celebrated love and sex between women without rainbow banners or the underlying subtext of tragedy. 9 years later, and my women are still my centre, adorning clothes and walls and so much more.
My name is Arona Kunaraj, and I'm a textile designer based in Toronto, Canada. I have a business with my husband, John Booth, called Buco, where I design and make textile goods such as bags and home accessories. My work explores patterns inspired by nature using printmaking, punch needle, and embroidery, and my focus is on handmade and slow design.
I'm Hannah Rifat, and I'm a British Egyptian textile designer and Royal College of Art graduate based in Cockpit Arts, London. I specialise in hand and freehand machine embroidered textiles for fashion accessories, garments and homeware. My visual research explores the landscape and environment of the Middle East, where I spent many months forming countless memories over the years. I adopt a fusion of traditional Middle Eastern and Western techniques, materials and colours. I create a depth to my work by layering material with different weights and surface qualities, and use a range of techniques such as print with hand stitching and freehand embroidery. I create all of my products using traditional methods in experimental ways by drawing organically with stitch and using the fabric as a canvas.
I'm a textile designer based in South London, and my work primarily focuses on using textile offcuts as the starting point for design to create contemporary, sustainable craft. I love the creative challenge of working with the offcuts' predetermined shapes and materials, and I like manipulating these textiles using natural dyes, stitching, quilting, and collage placement to really elevate these otherwise wasted offcuts into functional works of art.
Rhythm is transcendent, an experience beyond the physicalities of a material. For the Toast Renewal project, I investigate the flow of passing down knowledge from one medium or one generation to another on 2 different garments. First, I record the bodily rhythms of an Indian block printing artisan and translate them into patterns that become each artisan's unique signature, an impression of their time, work, and body. Second, I immerse myself as a direct recipient of that flow of knowledge. I am Rashmi Bidasarya, a designer ferrying between India and the UK. My practice is evolving into an exploration of hybrid disciplines, and I'm excited by the cross-fading of processes to employ design as a catalyst in our society.
I'm an artist and maker living and working in London. My practice is deeply rooted in process and hand embroidery. I record time and space through multiples of dots, lines and crosses. These meticulously rendered stitches reflect a preoccupation with the repetitive nature of hand embroidery, and I explore the subtle differences that emerge through ritualistic and habitual making. These inscribed stitches mark the rhythms of the hand, a delicate performance of obsessive intricacy, refinement, and physical activity.
I run the Wolves Workshop, which is a sustainable, slow fashion brand. I had considered a lot the rhythms in nature. My last collection for the Wolves was a camping trip, a virtual camping trip to California. It was a way of kind of escaping in my mind while we're in the middle of this pandemic. So for the jumpsuit, I used each sleeve in a different way. So I looked at moon phases, and each side is a different phase of the moon. For the dress, I looked at botanical drawings, and I loved how you've got the full cycle of plants. So I looked at California wildflowers and how you see the seed, the bud, the full flower, the full cycle of the flower in those botanical drawings. And I really loved that.